I feel they could wait for Roshan. It's coming up soon. But if they want to engage as well, I think they can do that too. mTw really in full control. It's up to mTw, Navi to make mistakes. And so far, we're just not seeing them. TP back to base by Cinder. Burrow strike in by fmad. Pull in onto Havos. He gets silenced though, but Havos will go down. No black hole again. Just no black holes this game, it seems. fmad. Great A ultimate. Picks off 2. 2 will go down. Bloodstone gonna bring Storm up to life in 8 seconds here, but look at the March damage onto Puppey, onto Light of Heaven. Cinder takes fall as well. Buyback coming out immediately from that Storm. Wait, did he really just buy back? He had 5 seconds to go. Funzy buys back with 3 or 4 seconds left. I think he didn't look at that Bloodstone counter. Man, that's a bit of a blunder. Still, it's an early game buyback. He's got 1,000 gold. It doesn't cost you much. The only concern here is that cooldown, because Roshan is going to respawn. And I mean, if you're dead, if you lose a fight, and it takes a while to respawn, if you don't have as many charges, that could be trouble. Look at Dendi go, though. He's rushing to Scythe Device, and I do love this choice. It's what I've been talking about all game. They don't have the lockdown, and they need it. Orchid, 4 staff away. Aeol gonna fly through, hit Sakshka, but the TP out. He'll drop a little bit lower, but he should survive. Not gonna drop down to that 110 mark, I don't think. Nope. He should be okay. If Dendi can somehow find a way to farm the Scythe Device, then that gives you lockdown. You can look to pick up the Storm, the Tinker. I mean, even the Sad King. These are the core heroes that you really do want to lock down. Light of Heaven, Orchid up for him as well. That will help quite a bit against Storm. Speaking of that Storm, no BKB for Funzy. I feel it should be the next big item. Just to help deal with that Orchid. I mean, you could go for Lincolns, you could even go for a Yule Scepter or a Force Stat. And those would not be bad choices. In fact, maybe they'd be better, but BKB is certainly not. Here they go into Roche again, and I mean, what can Navi do? They needed to have a couple mTw's heroes dead. The most they can try is to push that middle lane out, push the top lane out, and the bottom lane. I mean, they're trying to keep these lanes pushed, but the pressure just comes the other way on the part of mTw. Roshan gonna take a fall from the looks of it. Just nothing Navi can do. They don't have the map control. The lanes are not pushed out enough in their favor. This means another Aegis on Funzy. And now you kill them at once. The Bloodstone brings him back to life quickly if he ever dies twice. But he's got an Aegis sword. Speaking of Scythe Device, Sakshka not far off at all. Cinder going for a pipe. Oh, he's close too. He's almost got the hood. Just needs that Ring of Health, and then he's gonna have a pipe. And with a pipe, a mechanism as well. Pipe will really help them deal with Ancient Apparition. It'll help them deal with the Venomancer ultimate as well. This is a really important game to have a pipe in. And mTw are about to have it too. At this point, I really do say you wait for that pipe to come out before you try and force anything, even with the Aegis. If you mess up again, I mean, Navi have great push, so if you mess up repeatedly against this team, eventually they're going to get that momentum going their way, and if they knock down a couple towers, this is not a game where we're fighting on this side of the map. Then the map spreads out a bit. Then you're looking at something like this for your zone of control. A little chit-chat from Arsart, not actually sure what that was all about, but Gale's gonna fly out, hits on center, and even the Poison Nova used, maybe mTw will just back off now. March doing a bunch of damage, the Rack still has not been touched. Flip is up if they need it. I even see a Vlad's on somebody. Who actually picked up? Oh, sorry, that's Puppy. Like again a Vlad, thought I'd never see the day. Big zip in, once Havos, and again, Havos does nothing to do. Epicenter, blink in, stun on the Light of Heaven, 2 quick kills. Puppy just getting kited all day. Laser, rocket, Puppy will go down, and that's 3 kills. Another zip, Funzy gets the 4th. Funzy gonna get 5? No, only 4 for him. Burrow strike through the buyback from Puppy. But what does a like and buyback really do for you? Well, Veno buys back. Well, again, no Poison Nova. Buys back so soon he doesn't even have Gale. Oh boy. And here we go. They're gonna start working the rack. Burrow strike in, Arsart again. Rockets. Too easy for mTw. They just get these pickoffs whenever they want. More trans coming their way. Oh, it feels like Navi are just not going to stop this push. This is a 25-minute game, but Havos has probably had about 10, 15 times where he would love to use a black hole, and just not once has he gotten it. And once you go down 1 lane of Rex against a Prophet, let alone a Tinker to boot, you'll never leave your base. I mean, you really won't, unless you get both of those heroes. And even then, I mean, it's the Storm, as well as the Sandcade, they're not too bad at pushing out in their own regard. Oh, middle lane, Puppy gets caught out. Funzy, couple of zips, he gets the kill. Will they even stop? There's no buyback on Lycan. They could just look to go high ground mid. Glyph is up. Glyph is up, so that'll buy some time. But only a bit. Oh, Arsart, gotta be careful. Rocket comes out. He's kind of tanky here. 15 charges on the wand. Not sure they can actually gauge, but just the rocket spam driving him back. Havos, no blink dagger. I mean, I feel like Havos is just a big range creep. Make some Eidolons, drop a Malefist. This man is never getting a Black Hole off. It's just not gonna happen. Well, if you guys wanted to... I know there are a lot of people who still believe Lycan, one of the most imbalanced heroes in the game. You see the discussions all the time. He's very powerful in the pub scene especially, but we're seeing Lycan can be countered and just crushed hard. Sure, it was an unusual way to handle Lycan in terms of the lane, but mTw are just playing this one perfectly. He doesn't give you any lane control, he doesn't give you any disable. And that's something that can be punished early on. mTw gonna get the tier 2 here. There's your Glyph. If Navi want to make a move, now's the time. But they're not going to. Puppey thinking about a circle round, thinking about the backstab. No real vision for mTw. They don't have a hill ground ward because there is a sentry. Great play here by that. I believe it's the Venomancer who bought that one, Arsart. You really do need to make sure your opponents don't have the hill vision. Oh, here we go. The opening, it may be coming. Howl on the Light of Heaven with the ult as well. BKB picked up on him. Big farm early on. Effing Mad goes and bids. Burrow Strike the other way. Once Arsart, Fonzie doing the big damage. He will go down. Remember, he's got Bloodstone as well as the Aegis. Oh, the Black Hole. He's got the pull. Where's that pull? No, sorry, he already used it. Where's the damage, though? They get a couple of kills. Burrow Strike, and again, Kabab doing big damage. Everybody on Navi just called out, picked off, gonna get locked down and shut down. And one more zip. Funzy gets a mega kill, a double kill back for him. Light of Heaven with the triple. One more pull will spell the doom for him, but 10 seconds for that. The buyback from Tinker. Well, there was your black hole. It was a good black hole. It really was. But what's the follow-up? There's just no buyback right now. They don't even have the money for it. Does he? No, no buyback there. I don't think anybody has it. If they did, they would have used it, and they're going to lose another lane of Rex. Just getting steamrolled. Navi dropping a game in 27 minutes. I mean, it's all but over at this point. No black hole to defend. A second lane of Rex down against the Tinker, a Prophet. Top lane push he did. Well, will they get the Rex, though? Not so sure. Maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon. Funzy, silenced up. Should be able to zip out. The ward block by Arsart. A couple of zips away. Funzy will be absolutely fine. Navi hang on. They do pop the Aegis at the expense of a black hole. There goes the AA ultimate. Not gonna hit.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Navi hanging on, but again, only by a thread. I mean, this early, look at this gold lead. Now, I'm not always a fan of just relying on the gold lead. It can be misleading, but don't think about it just in the absolute terms. Yeah, over 15k, huge gold lead, but look at the total gold earned. Over 15k, that's almost half of what the Radiant actually have. So mTw has almost 50% more gold than Navi, and that's a massive lead to have. It's why we see the item discrepancy right now. Puppey, Vlad's, Medallion, Power Treads, and bear in mind there's been a lot of buybacks to the Navi side as well. I mean, at this point in the game, 28 minutes in, you expect to see a Necro Book 2, maybe a Necro 3 even, or a BKB up on Lycan, and he doesn't have either. The same for this Enigma. Mechanism, double bracer. No attempt to go for a Blink Dagger here, or a BKB, because frankly, he just knows he's not going to get it. Pipe up with Cinder, and I believe he's had it for a while now. Oh, in comes Light of Heaven. Great body block here by the Wolves. The smoke is used. Not going to be enough. Epicenter being channeled. The Blink in. He only gets Arsart. Light of Heaven in BKB form. Arsart's going to drop. Light of Heaven maybe the next to fall. We turn our attention to Funzy, who's used his own BKB. Will he zip in again? Havos, no black hole for a minute here. So mTw getting called out, getting picked off one by one. Navi pulling themselves back into this game by the bootstraps, if I dare to say so myself. Still, they get kills. What can they actually make of these kills? Do they get a tier 2? Do they look towards a Roshan? Roshan is dead, so that won't be an option. I mean, even though that was a really bad fight for mTw, and a couple of heroes dropped. Navi need a lot more than just that one to dig themselves out of this hole, and it all goes back to that global push, the split push potential of really everybody on this team. At first it was Tinker and Prophet, but at this point everybody's got the mobility, they've got the tank ability, and the survivability to just push on their own, stay alive on their own. So BKB was Funzy's choice. I mean, it's not going to help you against the Enigma Black Hole, but everything else it will be very effective against. I do like the choice to deal with Orchid. Oh, in comes Dendy. Sight the Vice up on him. Cold Feet as well. Ult flying through. Bunzy gonna be held in place. Gonna go down. Bunzy will die. Bunzy does die, and now it's Sakshka. TP's in. He's got a sight of his own. 4-step out. TP out. Will it come in time? The right clicks from Puppy, not enough. And Dendy drops low. Middle lane, meanwhile. Effie Mad gets caught out. Gale, as well as the silence. Will it be enough? Great sprout there by Synderen. Light of Heaven locked down. Will not be able to auto attack. And now the Scythe going the other way. Oh, misclick on the mini-map. Sorry about that. Light of Heaven. They pull him in. Bunzy gets the pick. And that's the... Did he buy back? No, I don't think he did. This respawned really quickly thanks to the Bloodstone. Well, actually, there is a surefire way to tell. Yeah, no buyback from him. Just respawning really fast. 11 Bloodstone charges. So, he respawns 44 seconds faster than normal. Which at this point pretty much means an instant respawn. Well, that was the big game-changing item for Na'Vi here. It is that Scythe device on the side of Dendy. And we've seen it be very effective. The Scythe device plus the Cold Feet, it's a guaranteed chain stun disable. But even after those picks, Broodmother's dead and there's no buyback on Havost, which I did not mention previously. But Havost has been not only their damage dealer, but also their tank in these fights. And I'm not sure if they can hold this off for 25 seconds without him. Glyph is up. They're going to try their damnedest. They're going to do whatever they can to hold this. They might be able to. Hey, ult flies in. Ult's not going to hit this time. That's a big change for the previous fights. Glyph is forced out. Rather early Glyph. Rockets bounce through. Dendy takes some big damage. Scythe thrown onto Sakshka. He will be stunned. Locked in place. But Bunzy doing the right clicks here. Working down the racks. Arsart at the front lines. Anything to try and slow this push. mTw gets double racks. And I'm just not sure if Na'Vi can actually win from this point. I mean, how do you win? You try and get the picks, the Bloodstone brings you right back to life. Prophet's probably going to buy back for the rest of the game. 1,600 gold on him. Effie Mad has gone for a Vlad just for that extra push, but he still has buyback. And I feel, although Na'Vi has really played well from such a big deficit, they're about to lose. They're about to give away an Aegis. I believe this is the third one, so it will be a cheese as well. Over to the side of mTw, and I mean at that point, it may be all she wrote for Na'Vi. There's a glyph down, the black hole is available, but that glyph is a big deterrent to the push. Without the glyph, yep, Aegis and cheese up. mTw can look to go for this. Without the glyph, I just don't know. I mean, mTw can just throw bodies at this, and Na'Vi are not going to be able to deal with it. If you're Na'Vi, you got to make your move. You cannot just give away this Aegis and cheese, but you also really can't fight it. You're playing in the dark. No vision, middle pushing in, bottom just starting to get pushed out, or not middle, top I should say. Oh, Scythe on a Puppy, zip in, goes for the pull, Puppy, no BKB on him, he will take a fall. Havost looking for the black hole, gets two, pretty big black hole, but look at the right clicks from, Epicenter on top of a couple, pretty good one, but Light of Heaven is hanging up, Havost goes down, Bunzy still at full HP, next in line will be Arsart, Sakshka will be the third one to fall, it looks like. No, actually he does get picked off by Light of Heaven. Buyback, triple kill by Light of Heaven again, but with that BKB down, they should be able to lock him down and pick him off. Light of Heaven drops, and no buyback on him. That means an Aegis, that means a cheese for mTw. And it's looking really, really tough for Na'Vi at this point. If it wasn't already tough, or if it was tough previously, it's pretty impossible now. And here we go, mTw aren't even going to bother with Roshan. Everybody dead for 20 seconds. They're going to breach high ground on the third lane of racks. Look to get mega creeps, and that has to be the moment where Na'Vi, whether they GG or not, are just completely out of this one.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I mean, a few times this game, Havost caught without buyback, but that's really not why we're seeing Na'Vi lose it. It all goes back to those early decisions by mTw. They're willing to go for the trade. Sand King slowing down the push with Sandstorm. Burrow striking, wasting precious time while Na'Vi go for a first blood, go for a hero kill. And there's your GG. mTw take this game, so they're up 2-0. Puppy gets picked off, Puppy will go down. And Havost. I mean, it was a Rosh strat, Na'Vi revealing it. They wanted to go for that early smoke Rosh. And it makes sense with their lineup. I thought maybe it was just sort of a gank opportunity. Yep, sometimes you're good and sometimes you're lucky. And this time, mTw, a little bit of luck, but a lot of skill as well. It wasn't just the first blood going. It wasn't just how long that chase took. It wasn't even the fact that they didn't get Roshan. It was all those other decisions that accumulated from those early stages in the bottom lane, up top with the trades happening, but just happening faster for mTw. So, mTw are up 2-0. And I have not had a chance to check my messages from the admins, but we're about to find out if there's a third game, if there's a reload, what the decision will be. So, everybody, don't go anywhere. Right now we know for sure mTw have 2 games, possibly 3, possibly that other game we saw previously will be replayed. For the moment, I am LD of DotaCommentaries.com. You're watching the Premier League's Masters. mTw take that 2-0 lead, and we're about to find out momentarily. Will they actually win this series? Will we have a remake? Will we have a reload? Your guess is as good as mine, but I will let you know as soon as I have that information. But for the moment, that's going to do it for me. LD